Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. I hope everybody's who celebrates it, I hope everybody's Lent is going well. Remember, it's for your benefit, not for your detriment. So stay strong. So in DMA versus fraud or troll, Cordova versus Hinault, the parties have agreed to mediation. What does that mean? It means that fraud or troll is willing to settle. Now, a lot of people are going to try to shit on fraud or troll over this. I wouldn't. My custom and practice when I'm representing somebody in a civil litigation, like for the defense or for the plaintiff, I mean, it doesn't really change the analysis much. But I normally recommend mediation. Mediation will get you guaranteed results. There's no guesswork. There's a lot of what ifs in civil litigation. For example, are you going to get attorney's fees for you or against you? If so, how much? Good question. What's it going to cost to take this matter to trial, to do all the discovery, etc.? Great question. What is the jury or the judge? What's the verdict going to be? Good question. Now, as an attorney, having been a first-year family law practitioner for as long as I have, I can give good guesses, but they're just guesses because I only know what kind of discovery I am going to request. Propound is the legal word, but for those of you who don't know, it's just like I'm going to send out this kind of discovery. I'm going to do these depositions. I know generally how long my depositions last. I know generally how much the court reporter is going to charge for the deposition. I know generally how long it's going to take for me to prepare the discovery. I know generally how long it's going to take for me to review whatever they produce in response to the discovery. I know generally how long trial's going to be and generally how much time I'm going to need to prepare for trial. So I can give an estimate for that. What I can't give estimates for is how much discovery the opposition is going to propound. How long it's going to take me to respond to their discovery, me and the client, I guess, technically, to respond to the discovery. Whether or not I'm going to be satisfied with their responses to discovery or they're going to be satisfied with mine and there's going to have to be a motion to compel. I don't know this. I don't know theoretically, discovery could go perfectly. I can give them all the answers they want and they can give me all the answers I want and we're done. Or it can turn into a giant clusterfuck with a lot of extra motions on the table. I don't know what depositions they're going to do. If experts are involved, I could give an estimate on how much my expert's going to be, but I don't know how much their expert's going to be, or if they're going to have more than one. I can give you a likelihood of success at trial on any given issue, but that's just my best guess of likelihood. I can't guarantee a result. I can't guarantee you what kind of I could probably estimate what kind of damages the jury or the judge is likely to return, but I can't guarantee anything. So there are a lot of things that are unknown in litigation. There are more unknowns than there are knowns. If you have a good attorney, you have known unknowns, as opposed to unknown unknowns, which are really bad. So a good attorney is going to be able to sit down with his client, and I'm going to assume, based on what I'm seeing, that Hinault has a competent attorney at this point. But I'm going to assume that attorney sat down with fraud or troll and said, hey, look, here's your likelihood of success on the merits. There is a likelihood that you're going to have to pay money. Here is a likely amount that you're going to have to pay. And here is the likely cost, best estimate of how much it's going to cost you to get to the point where you're likely to have to pay that much money to Cordova. and it's going to be public. The damage award is going to be public. And if you're trying to save your reputation, blah, 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 all your fans are going to know how much you had to pay Cordova. All of Cordova's fans are going to know how much you had to pay him. This is what's likely to happen. As a business decision, it might be better for you to mediate and to offer him money to go away. All this nonsense that Frauder Troll's been talking about, fighting it to the end, is nonsense. I believe I've said from the beginning that his best move is to settle. He probably will settle. I believe I said that. I've believed that since the beginning. But all of his bravado and nonsense about fighting it to the bitter end and appealing it and setting case law, bro, copyright has been litigated to fucking death. There is countless opinions at the district court, at the Court of Appeals level, Supreme Court decisions on copyright, litigated to death. The odds of you making new case law are somewhere in the slim to none range. Very low. So it's all nonsense. And the best business decision that Hinault can make, that Frauder Troll can make, is to pay Cordova money to go away. And the only question, once parties agree to mediation, the only question is how much money they're going to pay. That's the only question. It's 99.9% sure that somebody's getting paid. The only question is how much. Now, Frauder Troll can shit the bed and walk away from the mediation without getting anything, but they're going to have a federal magistrate there who knows copyright, who's going to see all the briefs, and who's going to be able to get past the attorney and say to the client, look, here's what you're looking at. If the attorney didn't prepare them, the magistrate will, and say, look, this is what you're looking at. I can't guarantee you a result, just like the attorney can't. But the magistrate can say, if it was me judging this case, if everything pled in the pleadings is true, this is kind of what you're looking at. Depending on how evidence comes out. I mean, did you make the video? Yeah. Does it have this many minutes in it? Yeah. I mean, here's kind of what you're looking at. And that's one of the reasons why, as an attorney, I oftentimes, almost always, recommend mediation to my clients. It's a guaranteed result. If you don't believe me, you might believe the judge. Because I could be wrong, but the judge is more likely to be right than even I am, because they're a judge. They know how judges rule on these things because they rule on them. And the judge might be able to get to the client and get them to be reasonable. And the same thing is going to happen on Cordova's side. I mean, I don't know how much client control Randy has over Cordova, considering the kind of person Cordova is. I don't know, but I mean, it's definitely questionable because, Cordova is an anti-authoritarian guy. He's not a respecter of authority generally. And so having an attorney tell him what he should or shouldn't do, he might not cotton to very much. But I'm going to assume that Randy is going to be competent. Randy has been competent. He hasn't been exceptional, but he's been absolutely competent. That doesn't mean I like him. That doesn't mean I'm endorsing him. But in everything I've seen so far, he has been competent. I'm going to assume that he is going to be competent at mediation. And assuming he's competent at mediation, between him and the judge, he's going to get Cordova to come down. Between Frauder Troll's attorney and the judge, they're going to get Frauder Troll to come up. And I would estimate that there's probably like an 80 to 90% chance that they're actually going to get a settlement. So, good business decision, Frauder Troll. Don't listen to all the people who are trying to egg you on. It's not their money. It's not their reputation. This is your decision to make in the best interest of you and your family. It's a business decision. Get it settled. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.